my name is Iyabo Umar-Lawal, and my title at Join Momentum is Senior Scrum Master slash Delivery Lead. Just to give a bit of background, I resigned the year COVID happened. I resigned from my full time work the year COVID happened. So, as you can imagine, I was now, of course, I had a health challenge, and that took some time, and I was looking for a way to get back into working full time. And of course, everywhere, everybody, every organization was doing remote. At the time, I didn't even hear a lot about hybrid roles. It was remote working. So one of the greatest influences Joy Momentum had on me professionally was it was the first place that actually exposed me to all of the tools required to work efficiently in a remote role because we were working 100% remotely. Because before then it was absolutely alien to me. So, I learned a lot of new tools. I recall one of my very first sessions. I think we were trying to come up with a document on a Scrum call, and I was really struggling. Like, okay, are they going to hear me? Are they going to see me? Are they going to, But yeah, it's. But I eventually came over that, and yes, so that has been a very positive influence on me professionally. Joy Momentum is a safe, non-judgmental, warm, friendly, homely environment. It encourages continuous learning. Of course, we go through a lot of changes, but the culture there is so friendly. It's so warm. I can't even stress it enough. I'm always excited. I'm always looking forward to the next day. It's intense though. There's a lot of work to do. You have to, get going. We have meetings. You put yourself on different projects. You have your deliverables. We have our scrum calls, our daily scrum calls, and we have the main ones on Fridays. So where you have to present as scrum masters. So even with all of that, it was they really do have a fantastic, friendly, warm culture that encourages continuous learning, allows you to make mistakes in a safe environment. I mean, one of the things I learned in my experience was progress over perfection because I'm very, very methodical. I like everything to be pam, 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 to be done to the T before I even proceed. But I learned in Job Momentum that look, progress over perfection is the name of the game. And of course, another thing that is very instructive at Job Momentum is that rewards and recognitions are given. I remember when I was awarded the nominated leader. I really felt very good because, of course, working remotely, you're not seeing your team members, you're not seeing everybody. You can almost feel, well, you're doing your best, but maybe it's being seen, maybe it's not being felt, maybe the impact is not being felt on your team members. You're not sure unless you actually put in some things in place to measure or just know to yourself that I put my best in every day. So I was very, very, very excited about that. And that's one of the things I like about Joy Momentum. A typical day at Joy Momentum starts with daily scrum calls, which usually take about an hour. Well, it actually depends. Sometimes it's just 30 minutes, sometimes it could stretch for a bit. Then you go into project meetings, maybe for about 2 hours. Then you and another team member may be working on something, and you have another session later. You could be working on a presentation, requesting feedback from team members, trying to make sure that you remove any blockers, checking on other team members to make sure that they're not keeping quiet even if they're struggling. Yeah, and then before you know it, the whole day is over. And then, of course, by before the end of the week, you then start to prepare your presentation at the main meeting that we have on Fridays. So yeah, there's tracking. I mean, nobody's going to hound you, so you have to be self-disciplined to follow your own progress, and also volunteer for stretch roles. For someone considering join Momentum as an organization now, and really depends on what your reasons are. Be clear on what your reasons are. But honestly, they're the best out there in the market. You would get hands-on 100% project work. You would get learning. I came in as a seasoned professional, so work experience wasn't my challenge. Actually had over almost 20 years work experience with IT experience when I joined. But even at that, I still was able to work on very, very, very fantastic, very interesting, very challenging products. One of the things I wanted at the time was CV rebranding, LinkedIn optimization, because I was very clear. I mean, I'm a consultant at heart, right? I like to be very clear on why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I had those somewhere in my notes. Okay, this is why I'm joining John Rentopo. You have access to certifications, lots of training. We have webinars. I'm currently on Temi Ajibewa's personal branding mastery program. And guess what? I didn't know anything about Temi Ajibewa. I learned about Temi Ajibewa from Join Momentum because we had a product at the time, Cash My Skills, and they organized a webinar and I was part of that webinar because I was always interested in knowing the best way to monetize my skills. And I joined the webinar, met Emi Ajibera, and honestly, that's what I'm currently doing. So those are the kind of exposures you get from Join Momentum. It's been a fantastic experience. I was there for over a year, but of course, I've got on to other things now. Thank you.